There aren't many series that have changed the animation world for the better quite like Steven Universe has. Despite roadblocks such as less than ideal treatment from its network and foreign censorship, this show persevered ahead in telling its beautiful story and treading territory which was as of yet largely uncharted for an animated series aimed at younger audiences. Let's take a look at all the good that Steven Universe brought to both the animation and wider entertainment industry. For one thing, the show's popularity and the passion shown by both its production team and its dedicated audience really made the world take animation as a whole more seriously. It was one of several particular shows that seemingly marked Cartoon Network's transition away from trying their hand at live-action shows, thankfully. It seemed to make the world realize that animation is just as legitimate a medium and art form as anything else, that it wasn't just easy entertainment for children without anything substantial to give to the viewer. Of course, one thing the show was most known for is its pioneering of LGBTQ+ representation. We have non-binary characters and same-gender couples, but also male and female characters who don't conform to the standards of their gender in terms of appearance or behavior. Ever since Steven Universe featured these things, other animated shows of the same genres have started doing so too. It's not because they want to copy off the show and what made it popular, but because they now know that they can do it like they've always wanted to, and they're not afraid to try anymore. The wide cast of characters in Steven Universe also subverts certain long-standing norms of the animation industry. Many animated series have historically featured a mostly male cast with one or two female characters in there, who often don't have much to set them apart besides being the token female of the group, a phenomenon which has been called the Smurfette principle. In Steven Universe, all gems have no biological sex but present and identify as female, and they all have a variety of different body types and roles in gem society. The gems being biologically androgynous also represents how being female is not the same thing as having a female body, and one is not required for the other. Steven Universe delivered many important messages to its audience throughout its narrative. Themes of the series included mental health, expressing emotions in a healthy way, talking about your problems with others, reaching out when you need to, aspects of good and bad parenting, and so many more that I couldn't possibly list them all in this video. It's a good thing that the world started paying attention to this show, because they saw how helpful media for kids could be in teaching certain life lessons when society, school, and their families were not. Kids are very well intelligent enough to understand complex topics when these things are explained to them in a way that they can easily digest. Just because kids are kids doesn't mean they're immune to experiencing life's difficulties and problems, including ones that specifically come with being a kid, and the show remembers that. Steven Universe was also able to be both episodic and story-driven. There would be significant arcs which covered serious threats coming to Earth from space, as well as ones taking place in space or on other worlds, but there would also be one-off stories about Steven's relationships with the townsfolk of Beach City. The latter remind the audience, and Steven himself, that he is human and seen that way by his fellow humans. He wants to be a hero since he's a gem and feels that it's his responsibility because of his mother's legacy, but he still wants to embrace his humanity. Connecting to my earlier point about Steven Universe making people take animation seriously, it showed people that animated shows can be dramatic and narrative focused just as much as live-action shows or those made for older audiences. Steven Universe made a significant impact not only on animation, but all of pop culture. It became part of a renaissance of animated TV series and inspired countless other creators. It allowed many different groups of people to see themselves represented on screen. It showed that kindness, compassion, and understanding really can go a long way to transform a society. Because of its fantasy setting, it could be idealistic about that. There's so much more to be said about this beautiful and beloved series, but I just wanted to summarize the aspects of it that I think set it apart the most. So what do you think of Steven Universe? How else do you believe it positively affected animation and entertainment in general? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. I'm always making more on media that inspires me, so be sure to subscribe to see what I have coming up next. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.